here we go. We're live streaming from Treasure Chest here in St. Augustine, Florida. This is our brand new hands-on interactive history experience where you come in and learn what it was like to be a kid here during the colonial and Menorcan time periods. So we have the Dan and Darcy rock tumbler here, and we're going to get started with that, getting it set up and getting it going here to show you what it's like to tumble rocks. So the rocks that we're going to be using are quartz. As I said, we're learning this as we go.
It is alive.
It is alive. There's some extra,
Jumped out there real quick.
extra coarse grit on there. So what you want to do is take the tumbler, you unscrew it, and then pull that or pop that top off, however you may. Try to catch it if it's going to fly in the air. And then fill your tumbler about half to 2/3 full of your rocks that you're going to use. We are going to be using quartz today.
Whatever this green one is, because I want to find out what that is.
And a green one here. We're going to research that. I think that might be the one that I just saw here in the book.
I don't know. Let's find out.
So you can actually make sea glass by taking regular glass and tumbling it in a tumbler. Now, this process in nature is done by water. And so one of the things that you'll add in here is some coarse grit and then water. So as these stones are in the water flows past it and takes all of this grit and sand and other rocks and things like that. And over hundreds and hundreds of years, it polishes those rocks. So when you're out exploring and you're hiking and things like that, like we love to do, you will find these polished rocks in there. So I'm going to show you what we've got here so far. We're going to go a little bit more in here and keep adding these in and just kind of fill it up about halfway. We could probably add even a few more in there, you think?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can find one.
Is there more over here?
Yeah.
I think there's some more over. So we have a large collection of rock and fossils and arrowheads and things like that. So one of the things that I also want to do is try to polish a few arrowheads. Now this whole process takes about 30 days in a tumbler, but that's much, much faster than it would be in nature. It would take dozens and dozens of years or hundreds of years to get these rocks polished like we're hoping to get out of these. So we're going to just grab a few more, and then we're going to add a little bit of water to the machine and then polish it up. So we want to just barely cover the stones here. All right, so they're all covered now. And then I'm going to open up grit number 1. So for cycle 1, you're going to use grit number 1. There are 4 different packs of grit, coarse grit. This is the coarsest of all of them. And then they get a little bit finer, as you get to phase 4, which is about 25 to 30 days into the process. You will go down to grit number 4, which is the finest one, and let that put the final polishing coat on your rocks.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we don't want to go anywhere and make a bigger mess. I'm notorious for making messes. So some people like those sounds. All right, so then the next thing, now that we've got our stones in here and we've got our water in here and our grit in here, you have to pop this lid back down inside. And make sure that it's sealed up. All right, so it leaks a little bit, but it's sealed all around it. Next, we're going to put this lid over top of it and then screw this down tightly. Don't want anything leaking. Let's make sure that it's not leaking now. Nothing coming out of there. 2 more turns just to be safe. Okay, so then we have to turn the machine on.
You want to be sure you can unscrew it, though.
Yes, we can. Okay, so gonna turn the Dan and Darcy machine on, and then we're going to increase the number of days to, I believe it was 8 days on the first phase. 4 to 6 days. I was way off. So we're going to set it for 4 days. And then the speed should be at 3. Okay, now we're going to pause that. And then it wants the tumbler turned to the right. So let me get this turned around just so I can see it here. And the tumbler should be turned to the right, it says. That's my left. This is your right.
No, I don't help him put his shoes on. He does that himself.
I get that done all by
That's
myself.
a habit
Luckily-
he's used to.
Luckily, they are formed to fit, and
hasn't practiced
then
this
we're just
one.
going to let this go for the next 8 days, or 4 days, and then we'll check it after 4 days and see the status of it.
So it sounds like kind of like a relationship. You're like testing the waters.
Yeah,
You're gonna go
yes.
like a couple days and then
We
you'll check
tested the
in
water.
on
It gets a little rocky from time to time, you
it.
know,
Oh, Rocky.
even in your friendships. But there we go.
Ooh, now I hear that sound.
Oh my goodness! So now, for the next 4 days, this will be the sound that goes on in here.
Anybody need brown noise? We got it. Brown noise right here. Not your natural white noise. It's a bit different.
And
But
we're
if
just
you
gonna let the rock
are
tumbler
familiar
go.
with brown noise, then you know.
Yep. We're gonna let the rock tumbler just go while we're doing some other projects here at Treasure Chest. We'll check back in every once in a while. Leave some likes, leave some hearts. Throw those hearts up there. Yeah, we're gonna learn how to make rope next. So we're gonna set up our rope making machine. And we'll have that going as well. So we'll just leave this tumbling here for a little bit as we continue working, getting the museum open. We had our soft opening, our friends and family night just last week. And then now we are in the phase where we're getting ready to wrap all of these walls. All of these walls over here, this entire wall, and then the one down on the west end of the building, will all be getting a vinyl wrap on them. Take you flying through the museum here. So down on this end, we have our rope making machine. And that is right here. And so what you do is tie some twine onto the end of each of these and then spin it and stretch out the rope. And that's how you make a rope. And it twists the strands together. So we're going to learn how to do this together.
Yeah, let's like do it.
This is a skill that I have never done before. The rock tumbling I did as a kid. This I have never done before, but we're about to learn it together.
All right, what do we need?
All right, so we
Where
need
do we
our
get
twine
it?
here, and
Twine.
then our rope making
Check.
book, which is down here, which will give us the instructions.
Rope making book. Please read all instructions before building.
That's in this box here.
I think he's looking for the book still. Looking for the book. Retreat, find, that little book of mine. That rock tumbler rolling sounds like thunder in the sky.
Okay. So we have Rope Making with a Hand-Operated Rope Machine by Greg Davis. That's the book that we're going to use to learn how to do this
Drop
together.
names.
That's something that we might need to get is a little bit of tape to tape off the ends of the rope. Okay, so we've got some instructions over here that will get us a quick setup of the machine. So this is the piece that came with the rope making machine. All of this was added on by our friend Trey. He was able to construct a stand here where a child will stand, or whoever's making the rope will stand back here on the back, and then the other teammate will stand on the other side and stretch the rope out. And ideally, we're going to make about a 10-foot rope, and that way you can cut it down and make a jump rope out of it as well. So we're going to grab that other instruction sheet and just see if it has a quick setup to kind of get us going a little quicker here.
It's all about that quick setup. Quick start, quick setup. Setup, setup. Don't you get up.
So this is known as the Meyer rope making machine, and I believe originated in Germany.
Hey. Let's hear it for Germany. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, so we need to increase the light in here a little bit. It's about as much as we're going to get out of it.
That's the increase of the light.
So we've got the mounting of the rope machine, the pulley traveler kit. That is this here. The kit is comprised of the following: a large open hook mounted to a swivel that has rope through it, the second end. The rope is knotted with a stopper knot near the swivel. Knot is there? Okay, good. Make sure that I didn't untie the wrong knot. The eyelet of the pulley may be mounted on a wall, leg of a tripod, or held at a height such that the swivel pulls out of the pulley at the same height as the center of the rope machine, strand hooks. Does that sound right? Okay. The swivel needs to be oiled daily when in constant usage or before use after storage, okay? So if we store it, this is going to get constant usage, so we're going to wind up oiling this every day. The free end of the traveler rope is to be tied to several pounds of ballast. The amount of the ballast depends on the length and the amount leading to the diameter of the yarn that is suspended between the rope machine and the traveler hook. I don't know that we have any weights. We're going to have to figure out some weights. We have some rocks. We have plenty of rocks, okay? For quarter to a half-inch diameter ropes made with baling twine, lay up to 12 feet, 4 pounds of ballast should be a good quantity. That's not a 4-pound rock.
Has to be 4 pounds.
3 or 4 pounds is kind of what we're looking for. Maybe some of the big ones outside. Oh, there we go.
Tie around it.
Yeah, that should work. Try to keep as much as possible between the stopper knot and the ballast, as this becomes the total traveling distance possible for the hook and swivel. If the ballast is pulled into the swivel, the pulley must be relocated closer to the rope machine or vice versa. To regain hook traveling distance, failure to do so may cause the pulley to be pulled off of its mount and cause the rope to collapse. We don't want our rope collapsing.
No, that is the last thing that we want.
Okay, we don't want that, so. Sandbags work well for holding the ballast, which might be in the form of sand, gravel, coins, etc. We have a bag over there with a rope making machine, and we have the pea gravel over there. We could make our own ballast with that as well. But I think we've got one here. So that's going to work. What does that look like? Is that petrified wood?
Petrified wood.
So we're going to use a piece of petrified wood for our ballast. Check this out. Thousands and thousands of years old. Okay, so we're going to mount the pulley traveler assembly. Okay. I need more light. For short ropes, the pulley can be mounted to a hook on the wall or a post, which allows the rope to pass back and forth. Other options are a short loop on the rope through the pulley eye and truck to hold the pulley. Now, there's no drawings to figure this out, so we're going to have to figure it out by the description here. So, for short ropes, a pulley can be mounted to a hook on the wall or a post, which allows the rope to pass back and forth. Other options are to tie a short loop of rope through the pulley eye and use a person to hold the assembly in position. A better option is to make a tripod. We're going to use a person, or a hand hook, hand truck, to hold the pulley, allowing the tensioner assembly to work. For longer or heavier ropes, the pulley traveler assembly rope can be tied directly to a hand truck or a wagon, which is then drugged during strand twisting and rope closing. The tension produced is dependent on the weight of the object and how much surface friction there is that must be overcome for the hand truck or wagon to move. Additional weights can be added to the hand truck or wagon to keep it in place during the strand layup. These extra weights are then removed when binding the strands. Additional weight can be dropped or added to achieve the desired tension, but I think we're going to use the person method.
Yeah.
Okay. The materials used for rope making, we're going to use this twine here that we picked up at the farm supply store. Okay. And then this is our rope winch. Bless you. And bless
Sure,
this
there's a
rope.
very meticulous reason as to why it's shaped like that, for the functionality of it, not the symbolism of it.
All right, so we are good there.
So do we have all the materials to do this?
We should have all the materials to do this.
We have all the materials.
We have the materials. We don't have the knowledge yet, but we're learning it as we go. Anybody that's done any rope making, let us know. Leave it in the comments. Tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. So the tool is inserted between the strands and slid to the traveling end when the layup has completed and the machine cranking is ready to start. Additional tools can be used with different diameter ropes. You may also want a dedicated set of tools for the three-strand rope making. See the enclosed description. Okay, we're going to go with this one, and we're going to go with the 4 strands to start with. Each strand hook used for making rope must be loaded with the same amount of yarn before the cranking is started. For 4-strand ropes, load all 4 hooks. For a 3-strand rope, 1 hook is left empty. Okay, that one's pretty obvious. But thanks, Greg, for the instructions there. Now, we don't have the lollipop rope tool here, I don't believe. So we're going to go with this one here. All right, so next we're going to round the corners of the strand guideway through the mouth. That's for making that. This is for the one that we're going to use. These are instructions for making these tools, and that's all I see here. So we'll tie off some strands, we'll cut them off, and then see what we get here. Okie dokie. Do we have scissors down there in the drawer? And so what we're going to do, we're going to stretch this twine and there's 3 equal pieces. All right, so let's cut that off there. All right. And then we're going to get 3 equal pieces here. Okay. So nowadays we go to the hardware store and buy rope. Here, let's cut those off right there. I think we'll be good. And then I believe that we need to tie a knot in each of these to affix them to there. So the simplest way that I learned to make a knot is just wrap it around your finger and tie that loop there. I'm going to do that again. I got kicked out of the Boy Scouts for not tying. I tied the troop leader to the tree, and I got in trouble for that. So that's about all my skills of knot making there.
How long was he tied to the tree?
I don't know. I left. I got kicked out. I don't know how long he had to stay there. Somebody came and untied him, I guess. But that was my experience in the Boy Scouts.
At least you used the knots.
I did learn how to tie knots. Just that once, though. Okay, and then our third piece is here. That rock tumbler is kind of pleasant to listen to. I can imagine it getting annoying after a while, but it's a nice little what did you describe it as? Brown noise?
Yeah, the terminology is brown noise.
Brown noise, okay.
It's a new thing for all you neurodivergent friends and folks out there.
Okay.
It helps ease the mind.
All right, so we're going to make a 3-strand rope here with our Meyer rope making machine. We got to figure out this part. This is the part that I'm not quite sure of. So is this dropping the weight on the pulley?
That, I think, is if you don't have a friend, right?
Okay. We're going to try it with a friend.
I'm not. Isn't the friend just hold it out?
So we need these ropes to each go around one piece of the rope tool here. And I think that you hold this and bring it out at the same time. Let's try it this way and see what we get.
At the same time that you twist.
Yeah, so you would hold down here at the bottom. We can drop the mic probably. It would be, you would hold the tool down at the bottom there and stretch the ropes out. And I think that it goes like this.
No, because they're not twisting together.
They're not twisting together, okay? So that's not the way we do it. Oh yes, it is, it is. So maybe the traveler goes at the other end there. I think maybe you should be past that part. Let's just keep doing it and see what we come up with here.
Okay, it is twisting.
It is twisting it. Okay, so maybe the traveler starts at the far end and works its way closer to here,
so,
okay?
yes.
So let's untwist all of that. All that hard work that we just did, we're gonna undo it.
I guess we could have just used that to twist
Okay,
it.
so. Wow, but it did make it a nice tight rope already.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pull each strand out. Wow, we're really good at this already. Yay, us! Okay, so gonna come right through the cameras here. We want them each separated. So let me see your cross there for a moment, your rope tool, I should say. And let's stick it up in here and bring this so that all of these are untwisted. We don't want any pre-twisting going on. All right, let's see how this goes. Oh, I think we're through one of the legs there on the tripod. And we're just going to move really, really slow on this because we're not in a hurry. And I think this one is twisted around here. There we go. Got all three. All right, so that's our traveler. And let's see what we come up with here on this Meyer rope making machine. So we're making a 3-strand rope. And this is made out of twine.
I think it's got to start twisting a lot to make it down here.
Okay. This one's starting to twist together.
Well, hold on, undo that. It shouldn't be twisting like that.
Okay. We should be getting all three of them together.
Right. Maybe I'm not pulling hard enough.
Okay. Good now? We're going to get this. We're going to stay at it until we get it. So stick around. We might have a jump rope here.
Okay.
All right. You think you got that?
No, hold on.
Untwist some more. You tell me what you need me to do. So we are here at Treasure Chest in St. Augustine, Florida. This is a hands-on interactive history experience where you learn the skills that you would have needed to survive here in St. Augustine. Okay, as a child, these are the fun things that you would have been doing, things that you would have played with. We have marbles and giant, or not giant Jenga, a home version of Jenga. That's a several hundred-year-old game. We shoot marbles on the floor. We have bed sacks that you would have slept on, that you would have also sat on during the day. Because all of the furniture in your house was reserved for the adults. Okay, we're going to get started on the Meyer rope making machine again here. And I'm just spinning it real slow because we're not in a hurry. Getting any twisting going on down at that end? Okay. Speeding up the twisting a little bit here.
Here's the magic.
You see any magic going on at that end, Violet?
I think it's starting. So
Okay.
it's twisting the ropes. And now it's going to start twisting the ropes together.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel it. Come on, twist together.
Left-handed now. I
Okay,
feel
so
some-
maybe if I pull some.
I feel some tension there. Okay.
Twist a bit more there. I don't know where this at.
I think if you bring that tool closer as it starts to twist, or the three twisting together down there.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's just more so getting really hard to grip because of the twist of it, but not twisting. Well, there it goes.
Okay. All right, so this is a longer process than we thought.
Okay, no, there. Maybe
Okay.
There's a little bit.
All right, so I think that that's where we need that hook at the other end to tie the rope to.
Yeah, because I mean, this decides how much it twists. So, we lost it.
Oh, all right, so let's unwind that a little bit.
Got tangled. Yeah, I think I want to
Get that one up there.
unwind. Usually you do this at the end of the day, but we're going to do it in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
Unwind.
unwind. All right, we don't want to unwind past there. Oh!
That's what happens if you let it go.
Okay, so we've got to figure out a way to mount this at the other end.
Yeah.
Oh, so this traveler should be mounted on this pulley here.
Something going here,
Yeah, we got the rope going.
We've got 2 tickets out of 20. Let's go.
All right. All right, so how would this help? We've got to figure out where this goes. Okay, so this is the pulley traveler mounted on a tripod here. So this is where it has the ballast.
Huh. So you need more than a friend.
No, because I've seen this done with just a person twisting.
I think that it was attached though to the other end, and didn't that kid just move in the middle of it?
Yeah, he moved in the middle of it. So maybe if we tie it off at the other end,
But it has to be tied off on something that can move.
that can move. So how about,
Sure.
okay, and then this can slide forward with it. All right, so we've got to unwind all of this. That's a pretty good rope, though.
Yeah.
This would definitely hold up a sail on a ship. And that's one of the skills that you would have needed to do. You're going to use these to make cast nets and different things like that, and to tie your crab traps and things like that. So that's what you needed ropes for. You needed to be able to secure things and tie them down on your ox carts and different things like that. So this is definitely a skill that you had to learn, and that's exactly what we're doing, is learning it as we go. I wonder if I take this tool and start it at this end, if this will help to untwist them. Yes, until it got there.
Oh, we're almost there.
And then each individual one will have to untwist a little bit, but we're getting there.
Well, because it twists them individually.
Okay.
And then it starts twisting it up. That's
Okay.
the trick, I think, of the ropes. They're twisted inside of twists. You're doing that so quickly.
Yeah, so we're having to untwist the rope that we twisted. Here, let's untie them. And just pull them completely apart.
And then don't let them get back together. How they get back together?
They have muscle memory now. Who knew rope had muscles? Did you know? If you knew, throw me a heart. Thank you, Gilda. We are so thrilled to be here. This is Treasure Chest. This is a hands-on interactive experience where you learn what it was like to be a child here in St. Augustine. And let's face it, we're all kids at heart. So we're all learning this as we go. All right, so this one is done and untwisted. Pretty soon we're going to be ready for that 4-strand rope, but not yet, not just yet.
Or but just
But this will make a good jump rope. So another thing that we're going to be adding is the hoop and stick. So you'll dress up in colonial clothing and play some games that you would have played here in St. Augustine and in colonial time periods. Just a wooden hoop and a stick, rolling it down the street. Okay, so those two are done. I'm going to move this one down to the lower hook here. All right, so now we've got to figure out how to attach this to our handy-dandy roller, which is going to be our vacuum cleaner. And I don't think we're going to be able to come through the tripods, so we're going to do it off to the side. Let's switch this angle over here. Okay. Think that's going to work? And then this is going to come this way, right? As we build our rope. All All right, so it's Shark Week. So we are using the shark vacuum in honor of Shark Week. How many of you have been watching any of the Shark Week content? I have not seen any, but I know that there's a lot of people that watch TV. I haven't turned on a television in 12 and a half years. So we're going to start this twisting again and get this going. See how long it takes this time. Now that we know a little bit more about what we're doing, this is a Meyer rope making machine, originated in Germany. But this is what you would have had to do if you needed a rope. Go and get some hemp fiber and start spinning them together. And then once you've got those spun together, then you're going to twist and make rope with it. So I'm going to speed up the twisting a little bit. This is a fun little process right here. Live rope making. We're making a 3-strand rope. All right, it's starting to twist up down here now. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Well, we're getting twisted at this end, so bring your rope to... We're going to untwist. Well, maybe if we read the instructions beforehand or we watched a few videos on how to do it first, but I didn't do that. You know me, let's wait till the last second. And then I thought we were just going to do rock tumbling today, but then when the rope making machine arrived, we just decided, hey, let's untie those from the Shark Week. And we're going to untwist again. All right, so somehow that pulley has to be there. This is the layout, so this is essentially what we assembled there. So when all of the desired material has been applied to the hooks, the end of the yarn is tied to a hook to terminate the layup. The strand separator tool, aka the rope tool, looking like a strange comb, is placed between the strands to keep them separated and slid down to the traveler end before the cranking starts. Okay? So that's going to be at the far end where you had it. Now the rope machine handle is typically cranked in a direction that has the strand hooks turning counterclockwise if looking at the machine from the traveler hook. Okay, so that's what we've been doing. This creates a left-hand twist or lay in the material of each strand and will make the resulting rope right-hand lay. Okay. The strand twist energy will push past the strand separator tool all the way to the traveler hook. When the strand twists meet similar strand twist energy, there's energy in this rope, okay? A twisting action occurs. Hence the need for the traveler hook to rotate or swivel. Okay, so that's what's needing to happen. So we need this hook down there at the other end so that it can twist along with it, and that keeps that end spinning, okay? So we're gonna have to tie them onto that hook down there.
And then tie the hook onto the vacuum, and that's why.
Right,
Wait,
onto the shark.
we're getting there.
We are getting there. Look at this. Learning as we go.
6 people, 4 people, 3 people, 1 second.
The separator is moved towards the rope machine while the rope machine continues to be cranked, closing the strands into the rope. The closing will consume some of the twist energy put into the strands. Uniform tool movement speed is matched to the rate of the cranking to maintain the uniform rope lay. The cranking continues till the rope tool reaches the rope machine. Then the rope is secured at each end with a whip knot. Oh man, we're gonna have to learn how to whip. You know how to whip. Nay, nay. All right, so we're gonna whip the knot, tie a whip knot into the end. If they interlocked and resistant to traveling, the rope won't come apart. Apply tape or a whip knot at the end. Okay. So we're going to try this again. I think that was easier when I untied it.
This is what I feel like it would be if I had a commentator. I'm trying to tingle it all the time. Oh wow, we're getting really
All right.
undoing ropes.
Yeah, hey, we're good at untying them. So another thing that you have to be careful about when you're using the rope machine like this is people with long hair getting too close to it and getting their hair actually trapped into the rope. So neither of us has any long hair, we don't have that issue. Okay, so we're going to tie this off to the pulley this time. And see if we can nail this on our third attempt. 3 tries here. We're getting better at it. Trying to make rope with a Meyer rope making machine. This is a device that you would have used here in St. Augustine in the 17 and 1800s to make rope with. And that's one of the things that we're going to teach how to do. First, in order to teach it, we have to learn it ourselves. And so will this be able to spin in here?
Yeah, it's got the
Yep.
silver.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, I think we got this.
Got the ends too.
Okay, so get back over here. And then we need our rope tool, which we set down somewhere. Here it is, right here. So then we're gonna just start this down at this end and bring it all the way down here to the other end of the room. And bring it right back into frame here. So typically you would have been taught this skill either by your parents or maybe an older sibling that had already learned from the parents, or you would have learned this as an apprentice somewhere. Okay. Think we got it this time? We're going to try it again. All right, here we go. Attempt number 3. Here we go. So I'm standing on top of the Meyer rope making machine because as you start to twist, it puts tension on the rope. And then that should pull the pulley closer towards me. And the rope making tool the traveler tool will pull towards me as well to keep from separating the ropes. And we're starting to get a little bit of that tension down there at the other end now. Starting to twist those up a little bit. Making a
Hear something?
3-strand rope. What?
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We are making rope. All right, I see some fray down there. Is that good? We're all good down there?
Yeah.
Everybody staying even, twisting together. See, when we all work together, we all get stronger. And that's the lesson of the day. So this rope, we've got 3 different pieces of twine here that are being twisted together to make us a jump rope. And then, whoa, we got to learn to jump rope after that. So our shark just fell over. So we're going to try to pull that with you as you come. And if you need to, you can hand off the traveler tool to me as we get a little closer here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful rope. Oh my goodness. We're going to frame this. No, you know what? We're going to make a border or something with this. And then next we we are going to make a 4-strand rope the next time that we come live. All right. And I don't know how much closer we want to get.
Then it's time to come on.
Yep. A whip knot, whatever a whip knot is. Anybody know how to make a whip knot? Let us know, because it might. I didn't pay attention to it. You know me. Let's just jump right in and start doing it. I'm going to just imagine that it's the same kind of knot that I tied before that's going to do this. So we're going to secure it this way. And boom. That's a whip knot. The whip is the most important knot to learn, I just read. That's not the knot that I just tied. But guess what? Our rope works. So you would take this and tie it maybe around a wooden peg or something like that. Well, I've got my end secured. What about your end?
My end's right here.
Your end is ready to go? All right, let's see here.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's already kind of tied. I just took the hook off.
There we go. Look, I got a knot in this end. Is this long enough to be a jump rope?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, it's been a long time since I jump roped, but we're going to try it. Ah, we failed miserably on that one.
It's just not heavy.
So maybe we need more strands.
It needs the 4.
Okay, and then what we could do is take one of these and then loop it together. Loop 3 or 4 of these together, and we get a super thick rope. So that's what you would continue to do.
Look at this rope.
Look at this. Man, this is freaking fascinating.
We read the instructions
Check it out.
and we just made this.
We just made a rope.
I now have the understanding of why when you like untwist it, the other rope is so twisted. Because it all just gets twisted.
Yeah, both frames wanted to see you.
We made this rope.
Heck yeah.
We made rope. We're turning rocks.
Hey, and next will be candle dipping, okay? Our candle dipping machine arrives in the next week or so, and we'll be doing live candle dipping demonstrations as well, learning how to dip and carve candles so that we can teach people how to do that. And we'll even be offering sip and dips where you can bring your own beer and wine and come in and learn how to dip and carve candles and be able to take them home as well. So it's going to be a fun thing here at Treasure Chest. So thanks so much for joining us. We're going to continue
Give us
making
some
some more ropes and
hearts.
learning to get better and better at this.
Thumbs ups. And you guys enjoy your day. Those cool holograms that twist, that spin.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, they're TVs.
There we go. It's our very first rope. So we're going to figure out what to do with this. Let's go check on our rocks as well, see how they're doing. Yep, they're still tumbling. So for the next 4 days, the rocks will tumble and twist and turn, and we'll be twisting rope.
It'll be a rocky situation. I don't know if you guys heard that. Rocky situation.
Let's get twisted.
Shall we say goodbye? Goodbye, strangers.
Twisted sister, here we go. Yes.